Good morning, this is your news at 8:30 from AYOGEN online television. Bringing your breakfast news to you this morning is Makojola Oluwatosin Esther, here at the major headlines. On our local news this morning, pictorial Tinubu meets Masari in Katsina. You are next president crowd chant as Tinubu visits Kano. On our political news this morning regarding the presidential race, Yoruba group calls Tinubu God's gift to Nigeria, mankind. Governors not against direct primaries, says Governor Sule. And on our business news this morning, FIRS lost 5.8 billion naira to tax evasion by MDAs. Others, says the report. On our sport news this morning, NFF doesn't believe in Nigerian coaches, says Christian Chukwu. On our health news this morning, COVAX COVID-19 vaccine deliveries hit 1 billion doses in foreign. And our foreign news this morning is South Korean president visits UAE, showcasing deep ties. And on entertainment news this morning, celeb knocks Buhari's regime after lift of Twitter ban. Full details coming up next. On our local news this morning, regarding the pictorial Tinubu meets Masari in Katsina, the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, yesterday on Sunday met with the governor of Katsina State, Aminu Masari. The former governor of Lagos State also met with the Katsina State Executive Council members. See the photos. Regarding the "You are next president" crowd chants as Tinubu visits Kano, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, national leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Sunday visited Kano State to chant and play cards by supporters shouting, "Tinubu, you are our next president." The former Lagos governor, who was received by Governor Abdullahi Ganduje at the Malam Aminu Kano Airport, proceeded to the late Sheikh Ahmad Ibrahim Bomba's house around BUK Old Side to condole his family. Similarly, the presidential aspirant visited the late Alhaji Bashir Tofa's house at Gandun Albasa, where he described Tofa as an gentleman politician who accepted defeat to MKO Abiola. He described the acceptance of the defeat by Tofa as something worthy of emulation by Nigerian politicians. What Tofa did in 1993 was a rare gentleman understanding, which clearly shows his humility, consideration, and love for a peaceful Nigerian. And this should be emulated by the politicians, he said. Similarly, Tinubu visited the home of the late national president of the Council of Sharia, Dr. Ibrahim Atta Ahmad, where he offered prayers to the repose of his soul. On our political news this morning, regarding the presidential race, Yoruba group calls Tinubu God's gift to Nigeria, mankind. Yoruba Ronu Group YRG has described All Progressive Congress APC leader Bola Tinubu as God's gift to Nigeria and mankind. The socio-political organization declared that Tinubu remains the best presidential aspirant for 2023. Tinubu is a product of God's magnanimity to mankind in this generation. Diron Inyatan, YRG president, said on Sunday yesterday in Akure, the Ondo State capital. At a meeting of the group, he remains the administrator of immense proportion, who as Lagos governor held a sway and achieved 8 unforgettable years. It is with Asiwaju's immense successful track record and his value as a promoter of men that we have decided to endorse his presidential ambition. This includes that we shall marshal our numerous supporters and followers to mobilize for his success. at the poll. It will build on the existing infrastructure and the legacies of a revered President Muhammadu Buhari. It will improve the security status of the economy of the country. It will make the economy thrive and bring back the unity of the country, lost at the point of the civil war. Nan quoted him as saying Inyoton added that the people are full of hope, the future because of what will be attainable due to Tinubu's concern for a greater Nigeria. Tinubu met President Buhari on January 4 to formally inform him of his intention to succeed him on May 29, 2023. Next headline on our political news this morning: governors not against direct primaries, says Governor Sule. The governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, has debunked the impression that state governors use their powers to manipulate the primaries of the political parties. Governor Sule made a statement in the recent Citizens Town Hall meeting organized by Yaga Africa yesterday on Sunday. The governor lamented the insecurity situation in the state, which may hamper elections. He also disclosed that the governors do not want to be boxed by the options of direct primaries. Sule said, "We just finished our elections in APC in some states, and they don't even have ESCOs in the party. So that's where they choose direct primaries." He also asserted that the governors respond to the desires of the people in making party decisions. Sule noted that the governors do not want to be boxed into an option because it may lead to many legal issues. The state governors are not against direct primaries. The governors had a meeting and decided that why do you want to box into an option? The bill is far more than direct or indirect primaries. In our party, the APC, there are three options: consensus, indirect, or direct. We want to avoid constitutional issues. I don't really care whether we have direct or indirect elections. On our business news this morning, FIRS lost 5.8 billion naira to tax evasion by NDAs. Others, says the report. The non-remittance of tax deductions by ministries, departments, and agencies of government, as well as the House of Representatives and Senate, led to the loss of tax revenue of 5.8 billion naira by the Federal Inland Revenue Service in 2019. The Office of the Auditor General of the Federation disclosed this in its 2019 annual report on non-compliance, internal control, and weakness issues in NDAs of the federal government of Nigeria for the year ended December 31, 2019. The MDAs are the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Federal College of Freshwater Fisheries Technology, New Bossa, Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited, Osenij Federal Medical Center, KEFI, Nasarawa State Department of Petroleum Resources, National Assembly Service Commission, and Nigerian Correctional Service. The report said between 2018 and 2019, the MDAs failed to either remit 1% stamp duty, value-added tax, withholding tax, or pay as you earn tax deducted from awarded contracts, thereby contravening sections of the Financial Regulations and Treasury Circular issued on December 29, 2015. According to the report, paragraph 22.341 of the Financial Regulations states that it is mandatory for accounting officers to ensure full compliance with the dual roles of making provision for the value-added tax and withholding tax due on supply and services contracts and actual remittance of same. It quoted paragraph 235 as saying deduction of VAT, WHT, and payee shall be remitted to Federal Inland Revenue Service. At the same time, the payee who is the subject of deduction is paid. According to reports, the Treasury Circular Ref number TRY/A12NB12/2015 and OAGF dated December 29, 2015 states that 1% stamp duty chargeable on contract awards and the remittance be made to the relevant tax authority, Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS. On our sport news this morning, NFF doesn't believe in Nigerian coaches, says Christian Chukwu. Former Super Eagles coach Christian Chukwu on Sunday said the president's leadership of the Nigerian Football Federation does not believe in indigenous coaches. He said this following the 3-1 win against Sudan recorded in the Africa Cup of Nations by the Super Eagles led by Augustine Egwavoen on an interim basis. I can assure you that the present Nigerian Football Federation does not believe in Nigerian coaches, he said. Chukwu, who won the AFCON in 1980 as captain of the national team, said Nigeria needed to follow the path of World Cup winning teams, stressing that they are handled by the nationals. This as he praised Egwavoen, a former Super Eagles defender, for lending Nigeria into AFCON round of 16 in Cameroon. I am happy with what Egwavoen is doing now. Within a short period, Egwavoen was given the job. You can see how he has turned the team around. Nigerian coaches can perform even better than foreign coaches, but our federation doesn't have respect for them, he noted. Pressing the team, Chukwu expressed the belief that they were going to win the tournament if they continued with their current form. Based on what I have seen, I give thanks to Egwavoen. He has turned around the team. We are now playing as the Nigerian Super Eagles, and if they continue this way, we can win the cup at the end of the day. You can see the attacking force in the team, unlike when Roll was there. Our game has changed completely, and if they continue like this, I can assure you we will get to the final and, if possible, lift the cup, he added. On IOT News this morning regarding the COVAX COVID-19 vaccine deliveries, hit 1 billion doses. The Global Vaccine Sharing Program COVAX has delivered its 1 billionth COVID-19 vaccine doses to 144 countries yesterday, Sunday. A shipment of 1.1 billion COVID-19 vaccines to Rwanda included the billionth dose supplied via COVAX. Together with our partners, COVAX is leading the largest vaccine procurement and supply operation in history, with deliveries to 144 countries to date. But the work that has gone into this milestone is only a reminder of the work that remains. The World Health Organization noted in a press release. The global health body noted that as of 13 January 2022, out of 194 member states, 36 WHO member states have vaccinated less than 10% of their population and 88 less than 40%. COVAX ambition was compromised by holding stockpiling in rich countries, catastrophic outbreaks leading to borders and supply being locked, and the lack of sharing of licenses, technology, and know-how by pharmaceutical companies meant manufacturing capacity went unused. COVAX is working with government, manufacturers, and partners to ensure that when countries receive vaccines, they can get them to people quickly. With updated vaccines in the pipeline, now is the moment for all citizens to demand that government and pharmaceutical companies share health tools globally and bring an end to the death and destruction cycles of this pandemic, limit new variants, and drive a global economic recovery, it said. On our foreign news this morning, South Korean president visits UAE, showcasing deep ties. The president of South Korea has reached a preliminary multi-billion-dollar deal to sell Seoul's surface-to-air missiles to Abu Dhabi and pledged deeper cooperation with the United Arab Emirates during a visit to the Gulf Arab state. Dubai United Arab Emirates. On a trip of this site to the United Arab Emirates, the president of South Korea reportedly reached a preliminary multi-billion-dollar deal to sell Seoul's surface-to-air missiles to Abu Dhabi and pledged deeper cooperation with the Gulf Arab Federation. After South Korean President Moon Jae-in met Emirates Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum in Dubai, the country signed a memorandum of understanding for the UAE's purchase of South Korean mid-range missile defense system valued at some $3.5 billion South Korea's. There were no further details on the deal announced during the visit or immediate comments from the UAE, but during Dubai's week-long aviation trade show last November, the Emirati Ministry of Defense tweeted its plan to acquire South Korea's MSM, an advanced air defense system designed to intercept missiles at altitudes below 40 kilometers, 25 miles, saying it would constitute a qualitative addition to the capabilities of the national air defense. Sheikh Mohammed posted photos of the meeting and said the UAE seeks a comprehensive strategic economic partnership with South Korea, and one of the world's top crude importers and financiers of energy projects. And lastly, on entertainment news this morning, Celeb knocks Buhari's regime after lift of Twitter ban. During the week, many celebrities took to Twitter on the social media platforms to air their opinions on the lifting of the ban earlier placed on Twitter by the regime of the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired. The president had in June 2021 announced the indefinite suspension of Twitter's operation in the country after the microblogging platform deleted some of his tweets, which the social media company deemed to be discriminatory and in violation of their policy. Sharing his view in a tweet, actor, skate maker, and activist Debo Adebayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni, wrote, "Oh, are you all now tired? Welcome back, you people banned yourselves, not Twitter. It was you all that left, we never left." Producer and singer Michael Ajere, aka Don Jazzy, also wrote, "Thank God they are lifting the ban. I have loads of goodies incoming for you guys. It's going to be a year like never before. Be ready." I hear the Twitter ban in Nigerian has been lifted. Actress Uche Jumbo also wrote. TV host Frank Edowu also tweeted, "The federal government should just say that they have decided to come back to Twitter instead of claiming to lift the ban." Singer and rapper Eriga Agborfe, better known as Eriga, tweeted, "So they feel we don't know they reopened Twitter because of the election." A controversial former Big Brother Nigeria housemate, Natasha Akide, aka Simply Thatcher, added, "Funny how the government is unbanning Twitter just in time for the elections, all to gain cheap point for the people." On her part, actress Nse Ikpe Etim also wrote, "Twitter must really have an effect on elections. How convenient." Television presenter and event host Ebuka Obi Uchendu tweeted also, "In time for the election season, I beg you, get your PVC." Big Brother Nigeria Season 5 winner Olamilekan Alagbeshola, popularly known as Lekon, also tweeted. And that will be that on our breakfast news this morning. Just stay with us. We'll be right back shortly. Welcome back. Still on our breakfast news from AYOGEN online television. Highlights of the major headlines. On our local news this morning regarding the pictorial Tinubu Masari meet in Katsina. "You are our next president," crowd chants as Tinubu visits Kano. On our political news this morning, presidential race, Yoruba group calls Tinubu God's gift to Nigerian. Mike Hand. Governors not against direct primaries, says Governor Sule. On our business news this morning, FIRS lost 5.8 billion naira to tax invasion by NDAs. Others, says the report. On our sport news this morning, NFF doesn't believe in Nigerian coaches, says Christian Chukwu. And on IAC news this morning, COVAX COVID-19 vaccine deliveries hit 1 billion doses. On our foreign news this morning, South Korean president visits UAE, showcasing deep ties. And lastly, on entertainment news this morning, celebrities knock Buhari's regime after lift of Twitter ban. And that will be that on our breakfast news this morning. Do thank you for watching. Continue to subscribe on our YouTube channel on AYOGEN online television, on our Facebook and our Instagram respectively. Follow and like our page. I remain Makonjola Oluwatosin. Do have a very wonderful beginning of a new week.